Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. Today's exciting episode is a fabric haul, and there's a strawberry dress. She's just sitting there looking absolutely fabulous. And in the background is the jacket I'm working on. I'll give you a teensy-weensy update on that. But to these gorgeous fabrics first. Yay, fabric haul. The top one has frogs on it. It's so cute. Oh, and this beading is taking forever, but I really like it. It's very subtle. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket. Okay, here we go. So they're all quilting cottons. Some of them I'm thinking of making up into jackets, and others I just bought them because I want to make more layer cake dresses, and they seem like interesting or challenging choices. As I said, the top one is a pond with water lilies on it and frogs swimming beneath it and koi fish, but we will leave that to last because it's absolutely adorable. We've got lots of butterflies, moths, and some florals in there as well. So let's get that first one. I like it because it's so structured, and also I think I've showed you pictures of I've got loads of sequins, the French sequins with the hole at the top rather than in the center, but I've also got loads of larger sequences that are they have the hole in the center, and you can stack them in a way that makes it look like a flower or a butterfly or something like that. So I was thinking with this fabric, I love it, and I was thinking when I bought it, maybe I would do a Chanel style jacket and sort of bead over the butterflies, or I think the butterflies rather than moths, and then just do other sort of symmetrical shaped beadings in the bluey teal part. But then I was like, I don't know, it's such a distinctive print, and my jackets are quite small. Like, I think the print might be too big for me. I don't make a great canvas. I think you have to have sort of broad shoulders to make that look really impactful. But I still like the idea, so I could just make a plain tweed jacket and use this idea of sequin butterflies maybe. Oh, and then I noticed that this other fabric cotton that I have that's florals would look absolutely gorgeous. So I might use them together in a layer cake dress, perhaps. And so the next fabric we have, oh my goodness. Actually, no, I think I got another butterfly one out next. No, I think it's called confetti or something. And it's just loads of different colors. And it's kind of got the tiniest amount of gold in between each color, sort of separating them. So it gives the impression of a mosaic. And I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I've got these little gold pellet-shaped beads, loads of different gold beads, but I was thinking, if I made the jacket out of that and put fine bridal tulle over it in a golden color, and then put gold beading over the top in sort of shaped beading, like symmetrical, and I was thinking that would be really interesting. It's kind of a very small scale though, and it just looks like a wash of color from far away. So I'm not sure you get the idea of it being a mosaic, but do you really have to? It's just going to look like a pretty jacket that has gold beading on it, and there's nothing wrong with that. This one here, I was thinking, I love how they're it's just flower. It kind of looks like block prints on a very small scale again. And I love the pink and red flowers, but I love all of them, the coral and the apricot. It's so pretty. And the white sort of just adds a little bit in there. And so they look like wood blocks, Art Deco-y sort of wood blocks in diamond shapes. And I was thinking, again, you could do not with this fabric, like I'll probably use this fabric in a layer cake dress as one of the layers. See that dark green layer in the middle of the dress? That's about 8 strips, so 1 yard of fabric, which is what this is. So that's probably the type of look part of the dress that it'll end up being. But I love, it's just such a cute combination of colours, and it went so well with some of the other ones that I have. And yeah, but I also really love the design. So I think I mentioned, yes, I have several times. Absolute love of this Alexander McQueen. It's like a tuxedo jacket, and they did all these beading things separate, and then they stitched them on. And what I was thinking, like, I definitely want to make one like this that looks like antique brooches or something. But I also love the idea of doing, as I said, I've got loads, like thousands upon thousands of sequins. Some of them are smaller, vintage sequins. And I could choose like 8 different designs for flowers and make sequins in those. And instead of putting antique brooches all over it, I could do the woodblock effect with the different types of floral motifs. Maybe. That was just a thought. Anyway, I'm determined to use up all my beads and sequins, gosh darn it. Now, this one you might recognize, because a while back, a month or two ago, I did a visit to a fabric store. And when I was there, I was like, oh, that quilting cotton is amazing. And I didn't get it. And I completely and utterly regretted it, because I think I just love I love all of it. It just looks like the Sistine Chapel or something, like the sky in the teal sky in the background, and then all the roses. And it's got these sort of whitey roses there. They look like ghost roses or something. But I also really love the leaves of the roses. They're sort of khaki olive, and I don't know, it's something about the color combination and the beautiful full-blown roses. It's absolutely gorgeous. And what I was thinking, like, I've got a jacket, the Comme des Garçons jacket that I made with the big puffy sleeves, and it's gorgeous, but it's very impractical. So I was thinking maybe I could make a summer jacket out of this. So a Chanel style jacket with either 3/4 sleeves, half sleeves, or even a full sleeve, but and then some beading over the top. Or what I did think was, the Kandinsky jacket, how I did the beading on that. And then after I did that, I was like, this is cool, but there's way too much beading on here. So I want to make a less dramatic version of this. So I was thinking the Sistine Chapel fabric, I could make a jacket out of that with lots of structural layers and just do this style beading, but dial it back a bit. And I thought that would be cute. I still haven't done the everything I made in Feb, March, April and May, because, yeah, I was going to sort of tell the story about this jacket because, yeah, when I was in my 20s, I had to look after both my parents, and well, obviously you don't get paid to look after your parents because they're both sick. And I also had another job that actually paid, and it was just like a retail job, and it was exhausting working 24/7 your whole life, obviously. And there was an audition because I'd been on TV as a kid, but like the amount of unwanted attention I got was just traumatic and horrific. So I sort of, tried to never perform for the rest of my childhood, unsuccessfully, but I wasn't on TV after that show. And then, in my 20s, I had these two sick, very demanding parents to look after, and this full-time job in retail, and it was too much. So stupid me, I was like, I'm old now. All the creepy people who are attracted to children on TV, I will have aged out of the danger zone. So stupid person that I am, I auditioned to work on, it was like a completely different television show, completely different station, completely different genre. There should have been no link between the two. So I auditioned for, it was like an MTV, you introduce the videos, you chat to whoever, the celebrities and things like that. And so I went to the audition, and then because when I was on TV as a kid, I got all these obscene phone calls and people appearing and lurking outside my house and things like that. And yeah, it just started happening again. So long story short, I had to relocate, and I finally got to go to New York and see the Kandinskys, the paintings that I named that jacket after, in Museum of Modern Art in New York City. And they're just amazing. like they just give me this sense of calm that I hadn't had in like forever. So yes, I love Kandinsky and just like so much. But also I love the colors. And I just thought this would be cute because like the Kandinsky jacket is awesome, but it weighs too much and like physically as well as that fabulous story. But yeah, so I've got some beautiful teal and khaki beads. So I thought I might do that with this one, or I could mix it into a layer cake dress because I think these ones all look absolutely gorgeous together. They're all sort of tealish with the, pink or whatever that is, highlights in there as well. And they sort of go, sort of don't, but yeah. But I also really love making jackets, hence the name of the channel. But yeah, I don't know. They just look so lovely together. And then we have this one here. And I was filming and I was like, hang on a second. So that butterfly is actually from the symmetrical one. It's the same butterfly. So without knowing it, I've got these are quilting cottons and I've obviously gotten two from the same collection. So yeah, I mean, they're going to match anyway. The backing color is completely different. So I guess that's why I didn't notice. But yeah, and I got this one because it's pretty, but also, as I said, I'm thinking of using up my sequins in that sort of stacked beading method where you sort of layer all of them on. It sort of looks like fish scales and it's really cool. So I was thinking of, I just thought I'd get that fabric so that every time I see the fabric, I'll be like, I should make that jacket. Anyway, this is the last one. It's Night Moths and it's sort of Art Deco and I love the flowers as well. And I love the pink seed poddy things, those helicopter seed pods, or they might be flowers, I'm not sure. But the colours, it's just so beautiful. But the moths are absolutely huge. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. If I put all the fabrics that I've shown you so far, like this is the frog, lily pond frog one, which is separate. It doesn't really go with all the rest. But the ones that I've shown you, if I made all of these into a dress, I think I'd have to use this one, half of it on the bodice, because otherwise, like, I'd have to cut it into strips that are so thin that I'm not sure you'd get the whole of the moth in the strip. So yeah, and the other half I'll use as the second larger panel. See how the pink panel in this yellow and pink dress is wider? I think if I did that, then you'd be able to see the night moths and the flowers. Like, yeah, because it's such a beautiful design, but it's gigantic. It's so big. And then the sort of pinky autumny coloured one would be down around the cuff, the hem of the skirt. And I think I'd also make a thin layer of that around the knees just to break up all the tealness. And yeah, so I think I really love all these colours together. But I also kind of want to take at least one or two out and make jackets out of them because they are just, I don't know, I just love them all. And they're all such interesting ideas, like doing wood block and doing a mosaic. I suppose I could just make a fully beaded jacket. I do have those felt bits of fabric, and I could just make fully beaded jackets in like different colours inspired by that particular design, mosaic design fabric. Anyway, the last bit of fabric is it's a pond and it's got water lilies on there, and I don't know, it's a little bit ridiculous and it is a little bit childish, but you've got to have fun and joy in your life. So I was thinking I've got a lot of blue florals with pale blue bases and florals with aqua bases, and I think that would go well with them. But what I love about this is, like, you can see the kois swimming around and there's a frog. Isn't it adorable? Oh, So cute. But I also like the water lilies. Like there's sort of a vanilla-y yellow one, and there's hot pink ones, and then there's two-tone ones that are yellow but they've got the hot pink on the edge. And there's this beautiful rose called the peace rose, and it's yellow and it's got hot pink around the edges, and I just love it. It's one of my favorite roses. Well, I kind of like all roses. They're absolutely beautiful. The big full ones with perfume, oh, gorgeous. Yeah, but I like any flowers with perfume, really. Like carnations, I love the smell of carnations. I know it's not trendy to like carnations, but they're just so simple and classic, beautiful and overlooked. Anyway, and yeah, I love this one. I think I'll put it in a layer cake dress around the knees, and that way if I wear it to like a party where there's kids, they can just look at, like, you know how they sort of cling to you? Well, they can sort of look at the fabric and they'll notice that the koi fish are in there and the little frogs are in there. I just think it's because some of the other patterns that I've shown, the other designs I've shown you, they're really big, obvious, beautiful, but quite large designs, whereas this one's a really delicate, cute little one. And I just think kids would just get such a kick out of like discovering all the little animals swimming beneath the surface in this. But also the flowers are really pretty, and I don't know, I just like it. And I think it will break up because otherwise it's just going to be florals, 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 and this is like, it's floral still, but it's slightly different. And this is me pointing out the yellow, the two-tone water lily, which they're just absolutely beautiful. Anyway, that is the last of the fabrics, and just another look at the strawberry dress. Oh my goodness, that took so long to make. And now for an update on my beading. This is why I had to show you a fabric haul, because I've just been beading, and beading is not very cinematic. Actually, I asked for suggestions on what to do, and I haven't had any public ones. So I think we're going to have to go with the beading, which is probably the most suggested thing that I get. And this, I was going to do spikes on this, and yeah, so I was going to stitch them in, but they're really, really heavy beads, like they're solid metal ones, and they keep flipping to the side. I remember when I bought them, I was worried about that because I've got these bigger spikes. They're plastic with metal coating, and you stitch them twice, once top to bottom and once side to side, and they stay on because they're bound on a couple of different ways, whereas those heavy small ones, they've just got one hole through them. So I'm going to have to use them on a different style tweed, not one that's, yeah. I suppose you could put a dab of glue down, then put the bead down, then stitch it in. But you're not supposed to use glue in couture. So anyway, this is the first side done, and then this is I just filmed this as I was filming the fabric haul. And this is a look at the beads. So they're really quite small, which is good because the jacket isn't actually that heavy. I mean, I haven't done any of the back, only done the tiniest amount, a sample section on the one sleeve, and I haven't done the second half of the front yet. So I haven't really done much beading, but not by this time, like I've done one full front side, and by this time you can always tell how heavy the whole jacket is going to be. These are the tiny little, like they're 4mm beads, and these are the so they're glass and they're faceted, which means they've sort of shaved off all the edges. And then these ones are green, sort of a jade green glass bead, and then they've got this bronze coating over them, and they look camouflage. It's the most adorable, like they're super luxurious beads, but they look like they're little camouflage ones. I just love them. Anyway, so here's the jacket, and yeah, I'm not sure about the white ones with the sort of pearlized finish on them. It's the angle that I was shooting at, I wasn't thrilled with. Oops, they're clear, but they look a little too white because of the pearlized finish. That's what I was, yeah. They're fine in person, but yeah, I just have to make sure I have exactly the same amount on the left and the right. Otherwise, it's going to look really weird because they're more distinctive than I thought they would be. I guess I can just turn them so that because the that metallic coating is only on like a third of the bead. So if I turn it to the back, it will be much less prominent. So maybe I'll do that. Anyway, that is it for this fabric haul and beading update. So once I've done most of the jacket, then I'll film myself doing the last bit. I mean, the other suggestion I had, it was make mock-ups of jackets patterns that I haven't done before, but that sounds a little bit too much like hard work. I know I said I was going to do try every jacket pattern I own this year, but yeah, that kind of got away from me. And like beading jackets, I actually going to wear the jackets once they're beaded. But whereas a mock-up, you can only ever do more work to make an actual jacket. Oh, I love the frog fabric. It's adorable. And all these fabrics, they just look so good together. This one, it's epic. It looks like the painted ceiling of a chapel or a cathedral or something, and that's the Mosaic one. Absolutely adorable. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've been inspired to not buy more fabric. Don't do that. I was just stressed, so retail therapy. But I hope you've been inspired to rifle through your fabric stash and see which fabrics go together, mix and match, or use up all your scraps. Oh my gosh, I've still got scraps to use up. Anyway, these are my new fabrics, and this is the gorgeous, gorgeous jacket that I am currently beading. And here's the Kandinsky. Happy sewing.